The year is 2001. In the Netherlands, researchers are puzzled. They are studying children with respiratory infections. A virus is making them sick, one they've never seen before. After careful analysis, they discover a new virus. They name it Human Metapneumovirus, or HMPV. HMPV is now recognized as a major cause of respiratory illness worldwide. It poses a threat to young children, the elderly, and people with weakened immune systems. The emergence of HMPV underscores the threat of emerging infectious diseases. Ongoing surveillance and research are crucial to understanding these threats. Where did HMPV come from? Scientists believe that the virus originated in birds. Over time, it likely jumped to humans, possibly through close contact with infected birds or their droppings. This process, known as zoonotic spillover, is the same way that many other viruses, including influenza and coronaviruses, have made their way into human populations. Once HMPV made the jump to humans, it continued to evolve and adapt to its new host. Viruses are constantly changing, and HMPV is no exception. It mutates over time, accumulating small changes in its genetic code. These mutations can sometimes give rise to new strains of the virus, with different characteristics. The ability of viruses to mutate and evolve is one of the reasons why they are so challenging to control. A virus that is easily transmitted and causes severe illness in humans can quickly spread around the world, as we have seen with the COVID-19 pandemic. Understanding the origins and evolution of viruses like HMPV is crucial for developing effective prevention and treatment strategies. By studying the genetic makeup of different strains of the virus, scientists can track its spread, identify high-risk populations, and develop vaccines and antiviral drugs that target specific viral proteins. HMPV is a small enveloped virus that belongs to the same family as respiratory syncytial virus, RSV. Both are common causes of respiratory infections in children. HMPV is an RNA virus with genetic material made of RNA. The virus particle is surrounded by a lipid envelope studded with fusion, F, and glycoprotein G proteins. The F protein helps the virus infect cells. It fuses the viral envelope with the host cell membrane. The G protein aids in attachment to host cells. It binds to specific receptors, helping the virus gain entry. The G protein is a key target for the immune system. Antibodies against the G protein can neutralize the virus. Understanding these proteins is essential for developing vaccines and antiviral therapies. Targeting these proteins can block the virus's ability to infect cells and replicate. HMPV infections are often indistinguishable from other respiratory illnesses, making diagnosis a challenge. Symptoms typically mirror those of the common cold, including coughing, sneezing, runny nose, and fever. In some cases, HMPV can progress to more serious conditions, such as bronchiolitis, an inflammation of the small airways in the lungs, and pneumonia, an infection of the lungs themselves. While HMPV can infect anyone, young children, the elderly, and individuals with compromised immune systems are particularly vulnerable. Infants and young children infected with HMPV may experience wheezing, difficulty breathing, and a bluish tint to their skin due to low oxygen levels. Older adults and immunocompromised individuals are at increased risk of developing severe complications, such as pneumonia, respiratory failure, and even death. The non-specific nature of HMPV symptoms makes it difficult to diagnose based on clinical presentation alone. Laboratory testing, such as polymerase chain reaction, PCR, or viral culture, is required to confirm the diagnosis. However, these tests are not always readily available, especially in resource-limited settings. As a result, the true burden of HMPV infection is likely underreported. Section 5, the pandemic question. The world watched in horror as COVID-19 swept across the globe, highlighting the devastating potential of pandemic viruses. But could HMPV pose a similar threat? The answer is complex, but understanding the factors that contribute to a virus's pandemic potential can shed light on the risks posed by HMPV. One crucial factor is transmissibility, or how easily a virus spreads from person to person. HMPV spreads through respiratory droplets similar to the flu and COVID-19. While it's considered less contagious than measles, its ability to spread through coughing and sneezing raises concerns. Another key factor is the virus's ability to mutate. HMPV, like other RNA viruses, has a high mutation rate, meaning it constantly undergoes small genetic changes. These mutations can lead to new strains that are more transmissible, more likely to cause severe disease, or better able to evade the immune system. Currently, there is no vaccine available for HMPV. While research is ongoing, the lack of a vaccine means that there is no way to provide widespread immunity to the virus. This makes it more difficult to control outbreaks and prevent the emergence of new, potentially pandemic strains. Section 6. Echoes of outbreaks past. The world has witnessed the devastation that pandemics can unleash. From the 1918 influenza pandemic to the recent COVID-19 pandemic, these events serve as stark reminders of the interconnectedness of human health and the importance of pandemic preparedness. While HMPV hasn't yet caused a pandemic on the scale of these events, it shares some concerning characteristics with other pandemic viruses. Like the influenza virus, HMPV is a respiratory virus that spreads easily through droplets. Both viruses can cause a range of symptoms from mild to severe, and both pose a particular threat to vulnerable populations. The COVID-19 pandemic highlighted the critical role of factors such as asymptomatic transmission and the emergence of new variants in driving pandemic spread. While there's no evidence to suggest that HMPV spreads asymptomatically to the same extent as COVID-19, its ability to mutate and evolve raises concerns about the potential emergence of new, more transmissible variants. The lessons learned from past pandemics underscore the importance of ongoing surveillance, rapid response, and international collaboration in mitigating the threat of future outbreaks, including those caused by viruses like HMPV. Section 7. The fight goes on. Despite the challenges posed by HMPV, the fight against this virus continues. Scientists around the world are working tirelessly to develop effective vaccines and antiviral therapies. Research is focused on understanding the virus's structure, its mechanisms of infection, and the body's immune response to HMPV. One promising avenue of research is the development of vaccines that target the F protein, which plays a crucial role in viral entry. Several vaccine candidates are currently in clinical trials, and early results are encouraging. In addition to vaccines, researchers are also exploring the potential of antiviral drugs to treat HMPV infection. These drugs would target specific viral proteins, such as the F protein or the RNA polymerase, which is essential for viral replication. While there are currently no FDA-approved antiviral drugs specifically for HMPV, several promising candidates are in development. In the meantime, preventive measures remain crucial in reducing the spread of HMPV. Section 8. Vigilance and Hope. HMPV stands as a silent threat, a reminder of the invisible world of viruses that constantly surrounds us. While it hasn't yet reached the pandemic potential of some other viruses, its ability to mutate, its impact on vulnerable populations, and the lack of a vaccine warrant careful attention and proactive measures. The fight against HMPV requires a multi-pronged approach. Continued research into the virus's biology, transmission, and evolution is paramount. The development of effective vaccines and antiviral treatments is crucial to protecting individuals and preventing widespread outbreaks. Public health measures such as promoting hand hygiene, respiratory etiquette, and vaccination against other respiratory viruses can help reduce the spread of HMPV and other respiratory infections. Staying informed about HMPV, its risks, and the latest research developments is essential. By staying vigilant, supporting scientific research, and adopting preventive measures, we can collectively work towards minimizing the impact of this silent threat.